Hello all, I'm seeram Vijay and I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in the stream of mechanical engineering at Babatla Engineering College. Now coming to the task, you are required to build a React and Node.js application with PostgreSQL database which has the functionality as stated below. Create 50 records in database with the following column fields: serial number, customer name, age, phone, location, created date, and dummy data. Create a single page application to display the above data in table format with search option and pagination with 20 records per page. The created at column data has to be displayed in two, two separate columns as date and time. The search functionality will search the data by the column name or location, and there should be an option to sort the data either by date or by time. So these are the functionalities that you should consider to build React application. So now I'm going to show my React application that I have built. So this is how I have built my React application by following those functionalities. So these are the 20 records per page and 50 records of data, and here we can set the data by using customer name and also by their location. So that is how we can search the name details of the customer by using their name, also by their location. Also here we can sort the data by date or by time. So now I will explain how I have built my React application. Firstly, I have created the 50 records of customer data in my PG admin. So in PG admin, we can see here servers. In servers, PostgreSQL 16th version. Here we have to create our database here. So I have created my database named customer data. So after creating my database, I have created my data in table format by using schemas. In the schemas public and in tables. In table, I have created my table name as customers, and in my table, I have created columns as serial number, customer name, age, phone, location, date, and time. These are the columns that I have created to display in my React application. So after creating the columns, we have to insert data into the table. So by clicking on this my table, by clicking on this table, uh, we can select query tool. In the query tool, we have to write the queries to insert our data into the table. So I have created a query like this. So I have inserted 50 rows into my table using this query tool. After successfully executing this query, by clicking on customers, that our table view and edit data all rows. Here we can see our data in table format. After creating the database, we have to set up the backend tool to fetch our database into the website. So to set up the backend server, I have created index.js file. Here I have uh, imported some required modules such as Express, Course, PG, and Axios. So here, firstly, the command I have used to get these modules into my project folder are npm init. This command initializes and install the all the required modules and dependencies into the project folder. And then I have installed Express by using command npm install express. This is used to set up the server and then to establish the connection between the project and the databases. We install pg using npm install pg, and we have written backend server to run on 3000 port, but by default React app is also runs on 3000 port. When we deploy the application, the backend runs on port 3000, and the React application would not be able to run on the same port, so it chooses another port 3001. So to enable the resources sharing between the two ports, 3000 and 3001 ports, we use a course module. And to make HTTP request from frontend to backend, we use Axios library. So I had installed that also by using npm install Axios. So here in this code, here an instance of the Express application is created, and here the course middleware is added to the Express app using app.useCourse. And additionally, specific course setting uh, are applied to allow request from this URL. And here a PostgreSQL client is created using the client constructor from the PG module. Configuration details such as username, host, database, password, and port are provided here that we have created in our pgadmin database. Here, the client.connect function is called to establish a connection to the PostgreSQL database. If the connection is successful, it logs a successful message. Otherwise, it logs an error message. This is the route to fetch the customers. Here, customers are will be redirected by using app.get method. When this endpoint is accessed via an HTTP GET request, and a SQL query and an SQL query is executed to retrieve all records from the customers table in the PostgreSQL database. And inside this callback function for the database query, if an error occurs, it logs an error message. Otherwise, this retrieves the data from the database to the uh, retrieves the data, and it and this sends the data as a JSON response. And we can see after executing this file, we can see the retrieved data in the JSON file will be like this. we will get the all the data that we have created in the database will be redirected to the JSON notations, JavaScript object notations. So here the Express application is configured to listen on port 3000 using this app.listen method. Once the server starts, it logs a message confirming that the server is running on port 3000. So this is the backend that we have that I had built. And now coming to the front end development, I have used React.js. So here I have created components for the React application. The main component is app.js, and I have created search.jsx, sort.jsx, table.jsx. Now coming to the search.jsx component, uh, this this imports the React library and the useState hook from React. UseState is a hook used for adding state variables to functional components. So here this function defines the search component uh, that takes a prop named onSearch. So this prop is a function that will be called whenever the search term changes. So inside the search component, the use state hook is used to define a state variable search term search term and a function set search term to update the state. The initial state of the search term is an empty string, and here the handle change function is used to update the search term uh, search term state whenever the value of the input field changes. It also calls the onSearch function with the new search term. And here inside this written statement, the component renders a division containing a form with a label and an input field. The input field allows users to enter a search query. The value of the input field is controlled by search term state variable, and the handle change function is called whenever the input value changes. And finally here the search component is exported as the default export to make it available for use in other parts in our React application. So the next component is sort.jsx. Here I have imported React library. Here function sort component is created using prop named onSort, and this prop is a function that will be called whenever the sorting option is changes. And here the handle change function is used to call the onSort function with the uh, selected sorting option whenever the value of this select element changes. And finally here in the return statement, the component renders a division containing a form with a label and a select element. So the select element allows users to choose a sorting option from the drop-down menu. And finally, the sort component is exported as the default export to make it available for use in other parts of our application. And the next component is table.jsx. Here I have imported React um library and the use state hook from the React. Here I have created a functional component named table, which takes three props: data, search term, and sort by. And these props are used to display the data in the table, filter it based on search criteria, and sort it based on selected criteria, respectively. And here it is the setting up for pagination. The component uses this use state hook to define a state variable current page to keep track of the current page being displayed. The number of records per page is set to 20 as per our requirement. And here the pagination function is used to update the current page state variable when the user clicks on a pagination button. And here the filter data variable is assigned to the result of filtering the data array based on whether the customer name or um location fields contains the set step. The comparison is case sensitive, like what we have used to create name in our database should be uh, should be mentioned here as we have mentioned there. And here the sorted data variable is assigned the result of sorting the filtered data based on the sort by criteria. If sort by is date, the date is sorted by date, and if it is the time, the date is sorted by the time. And here variables like index of last record, index of first record, and current records are used to determine which subset of data should be displayed on the current web page. And here the return statement, the component renders here table element with the table headers and table body. It maps over the current records array to generate table rows with the corresponding data cells. And here below the table, a list of pagination buttons is rendered using the array dot from method. To create an array of page numbers, each button triggers the paginate function when clicked to update the current page. And finally, the table component is exported as the default export to make it available for use in other parts of the our React application. And the finally and the main component is app.js. Here I have imported the necessary modules that I have discussed before. So here in this app.js, we will fetch the all the components in this uh, file. So whatever the components we have exported in sets.js, sort.jsx, and table.jsx are imported here in this app.js. Now coming to the code, this function defines an component named app. and which represents the main application, and it initializes state variables data sets term and sort by using the useState hook. And here the the use effect hook is used to fetch data from the server when the component mounts, and it calls the fetch data function asynchronously. And now coming to the fetch data function, this is an asynchronous function that uses Axios to make a GET request to this URL, and to fetch data. And upon successful response, it updates the data state variable with the fetched data. And here the handle search function updates the search term state variable based on the search term provided by the search component. Uh, and here the handle sort function updates the sort by state variable based on the sorting criteria provided by the sort component. And finally, inside this written statement, the component renders the application user interface, and it includes a heading search, sort, and a table components. Mm, the search and sort components pass their respective handlers such as a handle search and a handle sort as props. And finally, the app component is exported uh, as a default export, making it available for the use in other applications. And finally, uh, app.css. This is style sheets that I have applied to make my React application attractive. So all these are the CSS style sheets that I have applied to the uh, elements that have used, such as tables, headers, paginations, sort, and search. For all the elements that I have applied uh, styles. So this is how I have built my React application. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.